Hello, my Ghoulie Gal pals. It's great to see you, and thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today, we are doing a fun DIY Halloween project that you will just love with little cost and a huge impact. Now, this is the only picture that I could find of this. Anytime I have seen this, it has been on video on other Halloween shopping channels that I watch on YouTube. And this is from TJ Maxx, and I have no access to a TJ Maxx where I am. I have very little access to even a HomeSense. So I saw this and I thought, hey, I can make that, and maybe I can even make it a bit better. So we are making a custom freestanding witch broom. Don't be scared of this next part, like the next thing I'm going to say. Don't let it deter you from doing the project. But to make this witch broom, it takes about a month overall. And it's not like you're doing work for a month, but the sticks and the twigs and stuff like that you're going to cut for this from outside, they need to dry in your house for, I would say, about 3 weeks to make sure all the moisture gets out of them. And when you paint them, they're not going to shed their paint and moisture is going to leak out of it and just ruin your nice witch broom that you spent a month making. So it's worth just putting them aside in your house in like a hot spot of your house, leave them for 3 weeks, and then you can pick the project up and you know that you're not going to have any shrinkage or seepage or all those bad things. So I'm going to let Rita from the past take over, and I will meet you back here in the present with the finished project. See you soon. So me and little Rosie dog venture out into the cold to get our broomstick, handle, and bristles. We have a little bit of land that I can take my supplies from. This clip is very short. It was incredibly cold that day, and I could barely stand just cutting the tree and the sticks. I couldn't work the camera because it was just so cold. But I made it quick, and I got what I needed, and Rosie's not bothered by the cold one bit. It's hard to get her in the house in the wintertime. Not even my little squirrel was out that day. This is what I ended up cutting for the bristle part of the broom. I cut a whole bunch of hawthorn trees down last fall, and throughout the summer they started to grow back with these perfect little craggly seedlings. Don't feel too bad for these trees I cut down. They're incredibly dangerous to have around, especially having a dog that likes to hang out with us in the yard. They can certainly take your eye out very easily or puncture right through your foot or even some shoes. They produce these 2 to 3 inch thick, strong needles, just like sewing needles. I believe they were used for just that in the pioneer days. And for my broom handle, I chose a 6-foot maple sapling with a little witchy curvature to it. Now that I made this one, I would have chosen something a little straighter so it looks good at any angle. I really had to fuss to find the best angle with this one because it wasn't straight. So next, for the bats that run up the handle, I just picked a style I liked off the internet and used Canva for free to enlarge them a bit. I took the pattern and traced it on my favorite material, underlay, and simply cut them out on the scroll saw. You can just simply buy bats if you want. I cut my own out because I have this stuff already, and why not? My workshop gloves look pretty worn, I know, but they work great with the fingertips gone, and they keep the rest of my hands warm. This piece of the broom makes it freestanding. I cut a 12-inch circle from a piece of plywood. I had a scrap. The little tool I'm using to draw the circle is incredibly handy for making perfect circles. I got it off Temu, actually, and would really recommend getting it. Then I cut it out with the bandsaw. We just bought this, actually, and spent a whole $50 on it. So see, if you want to get into a little light woodworking, you don't need to head to the Home Depot right away. Just see what's available on Marketplace or Kijiji or we found this one posted for sale on the grocery store bulletin board. Then I drilled a hole in the bottom of my branch and a recessed hole in the center of my circle with a countersink drill bit so that the screw I drive in sits inset into the board so it doesn't wobble from the screw head. Next, paint the darn thing with a paint color of your choice. I'm using black for a spooky look, so apply 2 coats, let it dry overnight, and throw a nice clear coat onto it so your paint doesn't scratch off. While that was drying, I painted my bats and top coated them with black glitter. I'm going to use wire to secure the bristles to the handle, but I'm also going to use this jute cord to cover the wire and add a bit more of a lashing effect. So I'm going to paint the rope black to match. Now it's time to attach the bristles, so you're going to need these things on hand. Your wire. This is just garden wire from our spooky craft haul. Wire cutters and garden clippers. This part is kind of a pain, but it goes quick. So I want my bristles to look full, but I can't have them all going in the same direction because the sticks taper and the top will be way too thick around the handle and it won't look right. So I turned half of them upside down and applied them all the way around the stick and secured them with wire. Then I evenly separated the sticks and hot glued them to the base so they won't move around. Then just tidy up the top by clipping off the longer sticks. Now I'm taking the remainder of the sticks right side up and evenly applying them and wiring them at the same time all around the bottom. This gives the outside layer a wispy look at the ends like a real broom would have. If you have a few unruly twigs, you can just glue them in or just cut them off. Here we are so far. I'm so sorry how shaky this shot is. I will get better. Now that painted rope comes into play, I secured it with hot glue at the back and just wound it around, gluing here or there to hold it in place, covering that wire the best I can. The last thing to do is take those glitter bats and glue them on the handle where you think they look best. I ended up adding a set of battery-operated fairy lights to the bottom for a magical look at night. And here we are back in present time, and I have to say I'm really happy and surprised at this broom with how strong it feels and how good a quality it feels. In my opinion, I think that this broom that I made is way better than the one from TJ Maxx. It's bigger, it's heavier, it feels nice and sturdy. The branch is thick. I got good finishes on things. It feels great. The one from TJ Maxx, it's actually, as you saw, it was done all in black, and that looks nice too, but I already have a lot of black in the house, so I wanted something that wouldn't quite blend in with everything else. I wanted to stand out a bit more, so that's why I kept the bristles natural, and also I think it looks a bit more witchy, you know what I mean? It looks like something that maybe a witch might actually have used. So it's still midday here, so when it gets dark, I'm going to turn the lights on the broom and I'm going to set it by the fireplace, and I'll show you how it looks at night. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I've got the lights on upstairs a little bit and you can see it, but I think I want to show it to you at night because I think it'll look really cool at night. Well, that's it for me, folks, for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And what I really hope is that you will make your own broom at home. That would be the best thing if you actually watched this and then went out and made your own broom. And that would be really great for me. So if you are planning on doing that, drop me a comment down below and let me know your plans. Even if, you don't end up doing it, but you still want to do it because of the video, just let me know. I would love it if you gave my video a like. That would be fantastic. And also possibly subscribe if you'd like to come back for more punishment. Well, thank you very much and take care. We shall see you the next time. Bye-bye.